I should give you my review. Yeah. One word. You! Right.
And it is that time of the week, only on a different day. Collie.
A different day, and I'm actually in the studio. I was just thinking, Seamie's going to take this quite personally, because I think the last 3 times I've been here, since sort of pre-COVID, Seamie hasn't been here any of those days. And Shane Smith, once of this programme, has actually given me something to give to Seamie, and I haven't seen him that long, because we always do it on Zoom.
But look at this. This is like, I mean, Seamie, I don't know, like what kind of hours he works. He's probably off-sunned himself again.
That's it. And you know, he's a bit of a diva. You know, you can't share the studio with him.
Boa, I heard he had to go on holidays again because his farmer's tan wasn't even.
Yeah, and apparently they made him do stairs.
Yeah,
once.
exactly.
And, you know, like Mariah Carey doesn't do stairs. And neither does Seamie.
There was a song in the system to play before we started chatting, but I took it out because it was Seamie, take a sexy picture of me, and I just thought it wouldn't set the right tone. You know, I didn't want HR getting on to us and stuff like that.
Well, we're still videoing this, Paddy. It'll still be going out on social media later, so people will see the sexy video. Thank my colleague Darina, who's here doing the video.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, we'll do that. But we're going to start. That's a good place to start, actually, with a bit of CMAT, because I was thinking about this a lot lately, Paddy. It's an amazing time for Irish music and Irish culture, you know. But so much of the stuff that, you know, seemed a bit lame and wasn't cool, especially for young people when I was a kid, is kind of trendy again now. Like, there's all sorts of stuff, like, obviously, like, the amount of traditional music. Speaking Irish, my dad's getting treatment at the moment, and he was in. My dad's name, you know, he's Taig McPaugin, right? And he was in there with the oncologist, right? And she said to him, "Oh, you must have a bit of Irish," and she started speaking Irish to him. And Dad is delighted. Dad's 85 now, and if an Irish speaker. But he was saying in Dublin, he goes, "God, that's never happened to me in a doctor's office before." And she said, "Kneecap shame me." Kneecap. I saw Kneecap. She goes, "I'm not crazy on the music, but I love the bad Irish. The Irish is back." Traditional music, young people playing traditional music, and it's cool in a way. And now we've got this movie from Wildcard called Trad, about a young girl in Donegal who runs away. But we'll play the clip.
I'll play a little bit. Yeah, a little bit of it. Yeah, you did give me a warning that there could be words, so hopefully I'll time this right. If I don't,
if we're not on air afterwards, folks, you know what happened.
Are you up for the session?
Do you play?
Oh, not really. I used to.
Don't mind her. She's 2 times All-Ireland. She's won more medals playing the fiddle than yous have had hot dinners.
You want to be in a band?
Sorry, lads.
And that's where I'm going to cut it.
and that's the setup. And so she's this young girl who's won loads of medals, and she's always playing at the Flag Codes and stuff like that. And of course, Flag Code Donegal's in Ballyshannon at the moment. And but she's a bit of a pushy stage mum, and she's, you know, fed up with it. Fed up. She's had enough of it. But it's not really the music she's fed up. She's fed up with the competition. And she meets these characters, and herself and the little brother hop in the van with them, and off they go travelling around busking, right? And, you know, that bit is a bit dodgy. There's a few jokes about that. But suddenly just gives them an excuse to just play music. And it's about, you know, who we are as, you know, how music can be part of us.
Yeah.
And that suddenly she discovers playing for fun again. And there's loads of people there go, you know, and they're making jokes about it. They say, this guy is sexy trad and this one's Shannos trad and all that.
Yeah.
But the whole thing that it doesn't matter anymore. And they're kind of going, you can love, you know, Billie Eilish and trad and metal. And you've got stuff like, you know, one of the stations I listen to, when the odd time when I'm not listening to Ocean FM, one of the BBC stations, and they're, you know, struggling to try and say Madra Solach properly. But the fact that Madra Solach doing stuff that would have seemed old fashioned when I was 20 is suddenly cool and top of the indie charts in the UK. Let alone CMAT speaks a little bit Irish at the start of it. But also, look at the amount of people going to see country. And a lot of young, but it's not just, you know, here there was always country was popular, but in Dublin now it's young urban kids going to see Zach Bryan and stuff like that. So, and it's brilliant to see this embrace of culture. And this movie, anyway, I should give you my review. One word. You! Right? Because it's great fun. It's really good crack. The girl who is the main star of it is just brilliant. She's a brilliant musician, and her little brother steals every scene in it. He gets all the best lines as this little fella going around. Now there's a little bit of underage drinking and that sort of stuff, and it's just that they travel around, and it's a bit like Sing Street but trad. We're thrown in with like an old film called Flight of the Doves, so people might remember. So they're travelling around Ireland, meeting all of these characters. I think people are going to really love this. Donegal features heavily in it, so we always like that, you know. But I think it'll be a big hit. Wildcard know what they're doing, and they've kind of really got the zeitgeist here in a time when, again, you know, the wolf tones were foul fellas when I was a kid, and now they're playing, you know,
Electric Picnic.
Yeah, Electric Picnic, you know. And people are embracing it, and people, you know, all ages listen to this show, and they can all really enjoy this movie, even if there is a wee bit of swearing, as I said.
So I'm getting to see that Monday, which
Yes.
I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that, actually, so I am.
So, special review. I'm going to get the camera out and put our review. We'll put that on our social media too on Monday.
No, brilliant. Now, this one, like, given I live in Leitrim, the next film that we're going to talk about, it had me a little bit worried initially. The Sheep Detectives.
The Sheep Detectives. Don't worry. No, your secrets are still safe with the sheep. This, what's mad about this, right? So I remember seeing the trailer and went, "Oh, that looks cute. It's kind of Babe-esque.
Okay.
Babe meets Knives Out." And then you look who wrote it: Craig Mazin, i.e., the guy behind Chernobyl, The Last of Us, and indeed The Hangover, but writing a kids' family-friendly movie. Hugh Jackman is the farmer. He's found dead. And the sheep decide they're going to find out what happened. Emma Thompson, our own Chris O'Dowd, loads of big stars in it. Now, I haven't actually seen this, but there were special previews for the Bank Holiday weekend. Big hit with the families.
Is it an animated one? Or
No, it's
an actual
live action.
Okay.
Now, I think it's actually humans voicing the sheep. I'm not sure. I don't think the sheep are...
No,
you know, you're from Leitrim, as you said.
With AI now, like Dolly. Do you remember Dolly the sheep?
Yes.
Like, I'm sure is Dolly still alive?
I wouldn't think so. But there might be other dollies. But
yeah.
We're getting stared at here. Going, what are they on about? But no, this really good family. In the way like Babe and the animals talked, and they're all voiced.
Babe.
Yeah,
love Babe. It's one of my like guilty pleasures to watch. So this.
Yeah, well, there's nothing guilty about it. It is literally a brilliant movie, and this one is really popular too. And again, I think there's an audience out there, especially I think older people when they're bringing the kids. They don't want to see cartoons every time. They love the cartoons and they're always really popular, but sometimes it's great to see real actors and live action and to give them a taste of something else. And it's a great stepping stone maybe into sort of the world of more grown-up films. And this was really popular for the Bank Holiday weekend, and I think it's going to be around for a couple of weeks yet.
Brilliant.
Flock to it.
Brilliant. No pun intended.
Yeah, no.
Follow the crowds, follow the sheep, follow the flock. Yeah. Iron Maiden, Burning Ambition.
Yes, a bit of metal scene as I talked about earlier. Now I was a big metaler, never particularly an Iron Maiden fan.
Yeah.
But I love a music documentary, right? I often tell I know this is sacrilege on this station to say I've never been much of an Eagles fan.
Yeah.
But I watched the 4-hour Eagles documentary, glued to every second of it, right?
Yeah.
I love those sort of, especially when people have stuck around that long. There's always an interesting story. And this is a documentary, and really what it's about, it's not just about Iron Maiden, it's about the relationship with their fans and how when they were very uncool, when Guns N' Roses and Nirvana came along and said Iron Maiden are so boring and out of, and they lasted because of the love of their fans. And there's a similar band who've just had a comeback called Rush, who I'd be a huge fan of. And it's the same. They were so uncool, but the fans stuck with them all the way through. And Iron Maiden are going for 50 years. And in the recent 28 years later, the best scene in the movie is Ralph Fiennes dancing to 666, the number of the beast, right? And so this is already sold a load of tickets. It is really for the fans, but it's about the fans. And if you love a music documentary, you're going to really enjoy this. I thought it was really good.
And of course, like Iron Maiden were inspired by my favourite musical group. So they were the Venga Boys.
Yes, of course. And I'm sure in another 35 years, the Venga Boys documentary will be out.
There should be one.
There should be one. We'll get get on the Venga bus now and we'll get going.
I tell you, literally, like I want to be buried to the Venga Boys.
Okay.
Like, no word of a lie. Putting it out there now, if ever.
Well, I've said spice up your life. Yeah, there's two of us in it, yeah?
Billie Eilish 3D.
Yeah, it's a very musical week, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
So again, this is only out for the weekend. Billie Eilish, I suppose, if Billie Eilish does anything, there's a quality involved in it, And she decided, okay, I'm doing a concert film, and like Taylor Swift, I'm going to put it in the cinemas for a weekend, but I'm going to get James Cameron, director of Titanic and Avatar, and do it in 3D to do something different. I have seen a good bit of this, and it's really is something special. Again, not a huge Billie Eilish fan, although I think there's something special. I remember watching her in Glastonbury, just on the telly, and going, somebody on their own. She doesn't have a load of back-end dancers or anything like that. Like, it's not a big act to carry a crowd just on your own, same way Ed Sheeran does, just on your own. You have to have some sort of special charisma, and she certainly does. And the 3D does bring it out. I'm not the biggest 3D fan in the world, but sometimes there's a place for it. And to make you feel immersed in a concert venue, and almost like people standing in front of you, you're almost putting your head up around it. It's good, and fans are going to love this. And it's only out for this weekend, but it's around.
Cool. Top Gun 40th.
Yes.
Is this the original? Is this
the original is 40 years old. You know, the movie that I wouldn't say it definitely changed everything. We were probably on the way to it, but suddenly after the success of Top Gun, first of all, Tom Cruise wasn't that big a star, mega star, but that sort of Simpson Bruckheimer blockbuster, you know, where the soundtrack of the movie was always number one. You know, Take My Breath Away, Danger Zone, all that sort of stuff. And then we got all of those action movies, slick action. And it's still great. And the fact that, you know, Top Gun Maverick then was the thing that brought people back to the cinema after COVID. It's still special. It's still something else. Okay, at the moment watching the American Gung Ho stuff is weird, but it's a good movie.
Yeah. In the past month I've been compared to Tom Cruise twice.
Favourably?
Yeah.
Jumping on the couch, Tom Cruise, or cool, handsome Tom Cruise?
Well, I noticed you didn't lead with that one.
Yes.
No, but because the orthodontist was telling me, like, my front teeth have shifted to the right, and they were saying Tom Cruise is a really famous person who his whole teeth have shifted off centre and he's never had them fixed.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, there you go.
That is a good thing to be
honest. There you go. There's my general knowledge. But
I used to be Brendan Grace till I went bald. I'm not quite sure who I am at the moment. But
and then Misted Monday, reminders of him.
Okay, so Colleen Hoover is one of the biggest stars in the world that maybe a lot of people don't, because her books sell in the millions and our films do really well. This is a massive hit. Came out just after Christmas. No big fanfare, only a couple of posters. Thousands of people went to see it. It's been around that long. Eventually it has to leave, so we're putting it on one more time for $5.50 on Monday night, as we always do, and we'll still get a crowd. And I think must be people come and see it 3 or 4 times. And there's another one coming out called Verity in a couple of months, and it'll be a huge hit too. You won't see all the posters for it or anything. They don't need it. People who read the books will always come and see the movies, and it's great.
And I'm going to ask something that is not related to any of the movies that we have here, but if people are listening at home and they're like, why would I go to Bundoran for the cinema? Like, no, I know, because like the screen and the seats and the pizza and the like.
Well, you know, it's a big believer in it. Look, in the era of the other choices at home, in a way we used to have. When I was a kid, we're talking about when I was a kid, I had to go to the cinema to see it, or you had to wait 4 years. Yeah. You don't have that choice anymore. So you got to make it an experience. And I think that's what we do there, you know. And, you know, also, then you don't have somebody coming in going, can you rewind that? Yeah. Oh, what's your man in again? Will you said you'd take the bins out. Take the bins out now. Pause that movie and take the bins. You know, you just got it for 2 hours. And to see it on the big screen, well, that's why I fell in love with the cinema again. Yeah. You know, when I first started coming here to do this 14 years ago, I didn't go to the cinema that often, but I liked movies, and they made me come in and review it, and I fell in love with the cinema. And so much so, I ended up working for the company. So there you go.
That's brilliant. Collie, thank you so much. We'll chat to you again next week, all right? Okay, folks, 7 minutes away from 6.